and we're live. And we're live. And it's just gonna be like, I don't know. Like honestly, know what this is gonna be like tonight? Like just like I don't know. Just like a hangout. I could use one drink and I could use a smoke, so it's gonna be like, I don't know. One of those. One of those. And let's start off with the whiskey. With the whiskey a little bit. I mean, a generous amount of that. Good splash of it, right? And then I have like a little figgy. I mean, let's put a little bit of that for flavor in there. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe that much. That much. And then the rest we're gonna like top it off with carbonated water. Just uh just to have that full balance. That full balance of everything that's going on. And yeah, I guess no one's here. I'll just oh, fuck. That's how do I? Is there even a lip to this window? There we go. Perfect. Just a little cross breeze. You know what I mean? That's actually not too bad. A little bootleg whiskey, and also it's written rye on the bottle. So what's right? Is it whiskey or is it rye? And then a little Fago for you ICP fans out there. And then a little fucking Michael Bublé. A little Michael Bublé. A little Michael Bublé to finish off. Let me see if I can like dull this light down. Yeah, there's an arrow. Like watch. Dull it. And I can clearly see there's no one here. Right, so it'd be like, oh, what am I gonna do? Chit chat to myself? I can. I can chit chat to myself. And I should be playing, I don't know, a little bit more of Red Dead Redemption. Like, to me, I love westerns, like Clint Eastwood western, like the Pale Maker, the Pale Rider, the fucking Unforgiven, and I love GTA, right? So it's like, oh man, Red Dead, like the new one, was like a no brainer. So I bought an Xbox One just to be able to play the new Red Dead because I played the OG Red Dead. I was like, yeah, this is good. This is great. So I bought like an Xbox One, Red Dead, like, and a couple games, an extra controller, and this and that. And so, anyways, I'm in it for the day for a hefty bill, and it's like I don't even play it. Like I really don't even play it. Like I played it for like I don't know, maybe like 2 hours. I played it for like 2 hours, and then until I like put it aside, never really played again. Johnny Azul, how are you, my friend? Wagwan. I missed you the other day. I was so stinky drinky. You were pretty fucking lit. You were pretty lit. Some of the stuff you said didn't really make much sense. Some of it, and some of it did make sense. But anyways, if you're lit, you had a good time, and if you had a good time, that's a good time, right? And man, where'd you go? Like you were here. Deadpool, my friends here all love you. Well, I haven't quite met your friends, but I'm sure they're great. Like, you know what I mean? For you to have them in your circle, I'm sure your friends are like pretty darn great as well. I'm sure, right? Did you go to the Grove Lounge tonight? No, I didn't go to the Grove Lounge. Went to the Panic Room with old Scotty, Slosh Scotty. Had a few beers, had a few stories, had a few joints, had a few, and yeah, it was fun. Uh, they are followers now of what, like TikTok or like YouTube? I don't know. I don't really see any increases in my numbers, but at the same time, like I realize I kind of dormant. I dormanted myself. I dormanted it. I went dormant a little bit, but you know what happens in life when you're not a YouTuber? Life. You know what happens in life when it's life that happens. You know what I mean? I got this job I don't hate. Man, did I ash in this? um, of TikTok. Yeah, and yeah, my TikToks are pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of TikTokers that'll be like, "Oh, let me get my claim to fame by fucking doing everything again and again and again, being repetitive." And I mean like I almost see it like everything else. Like, let me not try to do everything. Like, let me not do something twice. You know what I mean? Let me do the wrong algorithm everywheres. Let me do that wrong algorithm everywheres. Uh, Deadpool, how do you decide which baseball cap to wear? Oh, dude, you know what I almost pulled, and you would have loved it. You would have loved it. I don't know if you would have where you would have seen it, or did I? Did I wear them that night? Yeah, I might have worn them that night. The day I live streamed a little bit. I left the house in that black San Francisco hat that you got me. I kept that mint and crispy, never used, never bands with the sticker on it. So, anyways, that night I was like, tonight's the night. Took it, bent it, put it on, and it's like, honestly, it bended weird. Like this part right here was almost like, I don't know if it's like amateur week, but it like bent it weird. And I was like, let me grab this hat instead. But anyways, I have the San Francisco hat, mint, crispy with a fresh bend to it, and it's gonna be in the circulation. That black San Francisco. I was like actually saving that for like a special occasion almost. Let me put on a brand new crispy today hat. Is what I was kind of thinking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Johnny? Is Scotty following you? I dropped him off at home. He said he was gonna maybe come up to hang out for a little bit, but it is late, so like that can't necessarily be expected. But maybe if not, like you know, what I mean, it's just saying, like technically, Johnny, just you and me, right? Really, right now, there's like a dead poop Johnny hang, which is cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And how's the job hunt going? Have you? I know you had a couple interviews and this and that. Like, has anything like turned up a little bit more than just prospecting? The that hat is right there, and I wore it 2 weeks ago for the sister-in-law because the sister-in-law is like my age, even maybe like a year or two older. And I was like, man, she like no one really like unless they're my age, like no one really like understands the Marty McFly hat, and it's almost so obscure that you have to like. And I will look for the full outfit. Like when I wear that hat, I will have full Marty McFly outfit, like the red poofy jacket, like hey Doc, or hey Doc. I'll work on the voice. I'll work on the voice, like you know what I mean. But yeah, the hat. I'll find a jacket, the puffy shoes. I don't know, some white fucking high tops. Same here's here. And what's up, same here? Man, that food that you posted on Instagram looked fucking real good. Even though I don't really like Chinese food and it looked like it was in a Chinese area, but like that broccoli with that wet beef with that wet meat and like that one dish that looked good. Those bitches are ghosting me. I'm still plugging away. Okay, cool, cool. Um, not too much, Sam. Just fucking chilling, chilling. You know what I mean? Like chilling, chilling. Like, well, if Wagwan, Wagwan. That's pretty close. Sam here, there, anywheres. Papa Kale's in the house. It was Waba Grill. Yeah, it looked good. It looked good, and I bet you it was good. But technically, like when I go to a Chinese food place, I'm like, besides the rice and the egg roll, the rest is gambling. The rest on the menu is gambling. Let me get that General Tao chicken. Let me get that General Tao garbage. Let me get that fucking beef broccoli. More like fucking not good beef and broccoli. You know what I mean? Like the Chinese food's so random and obscure and all over the place. Like this one spot, you know what I don't hate? Is like these like deep fried wonton noodles, dry, and then you dip them in the fucking chicken ball sauce. Like that's like it's like chip and dip, you know? Have you ever started your beard on fire smoking weed? Um, never smoking weed, but I've done a few like questionable things with fire in life, and like afterwards, like oh my goodness, some of this feels singed. Like you know what I mean? Like I've had singed beard from like I don't know tomfoolery, but never really from a joint or weed. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the cure. It's not the enemy. Like you know what I mean? I've never had a fucking light up a joint, do me wrong, and like be the enemy. Like, oh, I can't believe that fucking joint did me so dirty like that. Where my beard's all fucked up. No, when my beard gets fucked up, that's like fucking gasoline fire play on like an outdoor fire pit, just getting saucy and crazy. Oh, okay, can I spit? Can I spit like fucking 80 proof alcohol onto my lighter? And then your face gets wet. Like shit like that happens though. Um, it's grilled meat on cabbage, broccoli, and carrots. Man, I like veggies, dude. I like veggies. I seen kind of a neato cabbage recipe today. It's like, oh man, you barbecuing for people, and then like side note on the side of the barbecue was like cut up cabbage, a little bit of like hamburger meat cut up in there, and then they're making like this cabbage dish, almost tastes like a Big Mac filling. Is what like the idea of it, like henceforth like looking back on it, and I was like, first off, there's no cabbage in a Big Mac. Secondly, I would try it. Fuck yeah. Where are we at here? Dead poop ever burned food in the oven? Oh man, I'm king of burning food in the oven. Like I remember this one time specifically. I remember this like French fry fiasco. We're like, bah bah, fire alarm, fire alarm, fire alarms. But yeah, that was bad. It woke everyone up. Boom, I got a reputation for burn shit. But the one more memorable was like a Delicio fucking rising crust pizza. You know how it fits the whole like I don't know 12-inch pan. That thing will fit it all, right? I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so great. Turn on the oven, put it in there. Maybe even would have put the oven high, just like let me quickly eat this because I'm like so drunk. I might pass out. But anyways, instead of that, I end up passing out. Smoke alarms going off. This pizza that was once this big, by the time it came out of the oven, it had shrunk like 50%. Like just from, and it was like black, 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 like a hockey puck, and shrunk like 50%. Like it was crazy. Like that thing was in there. It's meant to be in there. What 20 minutes? It was in there like I don't know, probably like 4 hours. Man, that was crazy, crazy. Like stained my walls and everything. I think I repainted after that. But yeah, crazy, crazy. Uh, have you ever killed an animal on purpose? On purpose, yes. But did I have like a rhyme or reason? Like a legit reason? Like I didn't even want to, but I had to kill an animal? Yes, I did. Did I ever do it for sport or for fun no, never in life. Never. Like a life is a life. Like and even when I kill a bug in my house, not that I have a prayer for it, but I talk to it like if it could even understand me. Like there's like a spider on my floor, and I don't care. Like let me get like some people are like, oh, let me get a paper towel, kill this spider. I don't even care. I'll grab the spider and like crush it with my fingertips, or like squish it with my bare foot. Like I don't care. I don't care to have death on my hands when it comes to bugs. But I feel bad enough when I do it that I talk to them. I'm like, oh, dude. I'm like, oh, dude, man, sorry about this. And then I take this spider's life with my fingertips. I was like, ah, or like my palm, squish. I was like, sorry about this. And it's an apology or to talk to. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you just walked into the wrong house. I do apologize. Boom. And then I squish it to death. So I don't kill animals, but I kindly kill bugs. You know what I mean? I got a bomb Chinese food spot I go to. Out here, there's a few spots that like stand out more than most. But at the end of the day, like I said, like I'm not that Chinese guy. Like I like rice. Do I like rice enough to like pay Chinese food prices for it? Not really. Egg rolls. I like egg rolls. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just don't really like enough of it for it to be like like you give me Chinese food or pizza, And 100% of the time, like 100% of the time, it'll always be like pizza. Because technically, rice can be microwaved. You drinking that rye. Yeah, man, I'm still on that rye, and I'm gonna be on that rye for a while. I had once upon a time, I had 12 of these, 12 1 liters, and now I'm down to like, you know what I mean, a few less liters, or maybe just a few left liters. But yeah, I'll be on that rye. I'll be on that ride for sure, sure. Uh, I'm trying to eat healthier, and man, I get you. Um, Sam, like me, yeah, I could eat healthier, big time. Not that I eat that bad, but you know what would be like a game changer? Would be the timings. Like, sometimes, a lot of times, I'm like, let me have the world's biggest supper, possibly even supper portions time two, right before bed. Let me let me barely get the food out of my teeth and then go to bed. So then I sleep on these big meals, and from what I understand, that's no good. Like, you know what I mean, when you eat, you almost want to have to like want to like, you know what I mean, not go fucking hibernation mode. And I tend to do that lots. Like, you know what I mean, like, oof, man, this great meal got me tired, and then boom, like I'll eat a meal and just like boom, you know what I mean? And I think out of habits, out of that habit, I think that would go a long way. I saved a beetle the other day. Fuck a beetle. They're gross and they're ugly. And when you crush them or kill them, that hard shell's like quick crack crunch. But yeah, I would talk to them first too. I'd be like, man, sorry, bro, you're way too ugly to even like staying in my house. I don't know what bug told you could even be here, but crick crack crunch. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck you, beetle. Those are fucking. Oh man, my phone's been I showed up in the dark and my obviously had my flashlight on just to find my way around here. But now it's off. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it was. Surprised that it was on, but now it's off. So we're cool. We're cool. We're cool. We're cool. Um, if dead poop were a ninja, would ninja Justin Trudeau? What? Okay, double blink, rethink, reread. If dead poop were a ninja, would he ninja Justin Trudeau? Oh, if I had like that pure true ninja power where I could like make people disappear and not get caught and blah blah blah. I don't think I'm invested that much. Like, how new of a ninja am I? Because, man, technically, if I'm a new ninja, I could make so many more different lesser power moves than going right to Trudeau as far as like ninja killing that would like help me a little better. Let me ninja kill a little bit, and next thing you know, oh my goodness, like, well, what's this Deadpool being an MLA for? And then next thing you know, I ninja kill my way to the top. Like, but yeah, that would maybe take some time. I think I would ninja kill some fucking lesser, closer people around here. Like, oh man, who would I ninja kill around here? There's a couple guys. I know a few I wouldn't ninja kill, but man, I know there's a couple I would. This one lady at the fucking sandwich shop. She's rude all the time when she's doing like side work. She's like making pre sandwiches for like the fucking for Gen Pop, the pre mades, and she's like, "Oh, give me a minute." And I'm a patient guy. I'm like, "Okay, cool, cool. I'll give you a minute." But then when you take the time to like what, finish 8 sandwiches just for like the Gen Pop circle ring, that's you're testing my patience. You're testing my patience. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe finish putting the mayo on, or oh, you doing a round of tomatoes? After you're done with the tomatoes, put that shit on pause, and then might make my like sub fresh. Like, I think that's what I'm there for. I'm at the counter for that. If I want to like shitty pre-made sandwiches from the in the open cooled refrigerator unit, like how does that even work? Oh man, guess what? Our bottoms are cold, but the top's like totally room temperature. Like, is that even a refrigerator at that point? You know what I mean? Would you eat sushi made by Legendary Gaming? I think so, because he knows me enough that unless he's trolling me to try to make me puke it up, and he actually wants to serve me a decent meal, he knows me well enough that it would either be fishless or it'd be like, I don't know, if he knows his sushi well, and he does, like Legend knows his sushi real well, he would like serve me the less fishiest of fishes, like the mildestest of fishes in a sushi. And I think so, yeah, I would. I've eaten grocery store sushi. Um, I've never, but I've seen it. I've even seen like gas station sushi. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, get your gas, then you're like want a snack, and you're like traveling. Like, okay, okay, okay. I get my Red Bull, and then what? Get a pepperoni and cheese steak, and right beside it's like a fucking sushi tray. And how much trust do you need to have when you're trusting like a raw fish gas station fish? Like, was this caught today at a gas station? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. Is dead poop available for birthday parties? Local birthday parties, I would, depending on the age, and depending on the age, there would be a conflict of interest. I'd be like, all right, kids. First thing you want to do is you want to find yourself a fucking thick old biggin with a great face, great personality, and then slow and steady throughout life and a relationship, introduce exercise, and then what you get at the end of the day is a beautiful lady faced and personality. Boom, like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that the key to success? Because man, if you were to get yourself a young hot one that's always been hot and young, I bet you she's gonna have some kind of weird chip on her shoulder or something like that. Like some kind of weird like, "Ugh, I'm I'm better. I've never been bullied in my life." And it's like, bitch, if you would have been bullied, like maybe you'd be a little kinder. Like, you know what I mean? Never get between dead poop and a sandwich. I mean, I love a sandwich. Like favorite meal, a great sandwich. It's in bread. It's so convenient. Let me take this on the road. Like, let me take this meal and not even have to sit at a table. I could take this meal and walk. That's a sandwich for you. Like, you know what I mean? That's a Swiss Army supper. Did Dead Poop ever poop in a toilet that wouldn't flush? Yeah, 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 yeah. I've had a few like awkward situations. I've had to use the fucking plunger at the place I'm pooping at, and sometimes there's no plunger. And you know what I mean when you and and I know I didn't do it. It's probably the person in front of me, that fucker. The water comes up to the seat, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Catch it early, let it go down, and then you give it another flush and let the water come up to the seat, and you're like, ah, fuck. And then at that point, you just kind of walk away, and hopefully you don't have to fucking. Depending on where you're at, you might be have to be like, oh, dude, man, there's something going on in the bathroom, or you're at this place where you're like, saw me at the bathroom, wasn't me. Saw me in the stall, wasn't me. Heard me flushing twice, wasn't me. You know what I mean? There was a guy in front of me. What would you do if someone bullied your kid at school? I don't know. It's it's almost good. It's almost good that I'm not a school bus driver anymore. Because when I was a school bus driver, and I seen like, not that I was bullied a hell of a lot, I wasn't, but there's always a pinch of it. Like, you know what I mean? There's always a pinch of it. So when I was a school bus driver and I saw some bullying, man, I took that to heart and I nipped that in the butt right away. And sometimes it had to be aggressive, depending on who it was. And sometimes it had to be aggressive. The whole like, what, what, what the G's done, G's Louise, are you guys fucking doing to your kids? You're bullying this kid? Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to fucking take it up a notch. And I saw myself like, I don't know, if anything were to happen to my kids, so early on, and fucking president bus driver told me this, is like, best thing you can do is not really get involved with school, especially the way you are. Um, you don't want to be too knowledgeable of what's actually going, like, because school's fucked. Like, you know what I mean? School's fucked. Yeah, like I find out my daughter's getting bullied too hard. Next, you know, I'm on Facebook trying to find these kids' parents and try to beat up their dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not how life works. Well, it is kind of how life. It's, that's not how life works. What's the best chips for sandwiches? Realistically, that I mean, I love adding fucking sour cream and bacon. Like these ruffles, these sour cream and bacon chip ruffles. It's ruffles right off the hop, so you get that snap crackle pop real hard, crunch, crunch. But it's sour cream and bacon, so you got like you're adding bacon. Like this bologna sandwich doesn't have bacon in it, but you have like a hard ruffles chip crunch and some kind of a bacon flavor. Isn't there? Isn't there bacon in your bologna sandwich now? Like, you know, isn't there now? Yeah, there is. You know what I mean? Uh, alright. I took a loud shit at the truck stop, and somebody said, "Damn, damn, son, why'd you be all shitting all loud like that?" And that's what I the anonymity? No. The anonymity? No. The automidity? The antimidity of a Trump stock? Yeah, they can hear you like blast fucking thunder laser farts. Bah, bah, split splash bang around like bah, bah, pows. But at the end of the day, if you wait them out, they've washed their hands out of there. Technically, unless they played the shoe game, you're scot free. You're walking out of there. You could even make eye contact with this fellas like, man, you hear that guy in the washroom? Crazy fucking ratatats. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And then, where are you head? What are you hauling? What are you hauling? Yeah. But yeah, a multiple stall bathroom. Let my fart shit sound just disappear in the crowd. And if these guys are crazy enough to try to look at my shoes and like where's Waldo my shoes later in whatever establishment, then you earned it, bud. You're obviously a fucking private fucking dick poop detective. Like, you know what I mean? And you're good at it. So there you go. You know what I mean? You've won the What do you think, guys? Let's roll a hoot, smoke it, and call it a night. Man, I got my second dose of the vaccine yesterday. Not saying I don't feel 100% myself, because I don't. Because there's definitely some like anti-changing DNA strand micro robots changing me right now from the second dose. Uh, so you feel off a little bit, but beyond that, whew, like that's I feel okay. And where's that other bag of weed? I gotta fucking clean this up. Like look at all these. Like this is. I'd like to say they're empty, but they're not. This is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. The new one, and then all the other ones with crumbs and crystals and this and that. Guess what? You're just staying right where you are. Right where you are. And the crumb shitty. I shouldn't even say shitty weed because it's not even shitty weed. Like a lot of it's really good weed. I just rebuy before I run out. And what am I gonna do with that run out weed? Never touch it again because I'm a fucking Boy Scout. Never try to get to the run out zone. You know what I'm saying? Uh, where we at? Best condiments for a sandwich. Uh, that would be mustard. Mustard touches everything that's not a bird. And if it's a bird, then fucking mayo touches it. But you know what I mean? If you got a roast beef sandwich, beef, it's mustard. If you got a fucking pork bacon, that's mustard. If you got bologna, that's mustard. If you got ham, which is pork, that's mustard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, mustard is the star of the show, and mayo is there for some fucking bird. You know what I mean? Like a turkey sandwich mayo, a chicken sandwich mayo. Like, you know what I mean? You ever not flush for revenge? No, I only not flush out of forgetfulness. Like I never purposely never flush or not flush. Um, that poop is your poop still not making all the way to the river? No, I haven't added an extra piece of pipe. No, it's like kind of laying on like a downslope land. Almost like, let's say if this was a pipe, like ploops and then hits on land, kind of puddles with the rain, but it does creep down because there's a lot of activity. Like we shit a lot. There's a lot of water coming out. Well, it makes it to the river, makes it to the ocean, and that's how I shit. You know what I mean? And quite frankly, the way I shit and what I eat and what am I just doing? That's going to the fishes. And up here there's a big factory like putting all kinds of pollution in. And you know what all I'm doing is? I'm putting in donairs in the water. I'm putting in crab dinner in the water. I'm putting all like and I do like fruits and vegetables too, right? So you know what I mean? I'm like putting all kinds of good stuff direct. Uh where are we at? Bill Gates controls you. No, I don't think so. Dead Poop took the second dose and is turning to Wolverine. Beginning of the Dead Poop origin story. Could be. Change your DNA. Next thing you know, what? Fuse with. I actually don't think it would ever turn into like Wolverine. Where's my scissors? Are my scissors even here? No, they're here. Um, Scout's honor and Scout's honor is a big thing. And if you ever write that down with a lie attached to it, then you're a piece of shit, and you were never in Scouts. If you use the word Scouts honor, that should mean something to you. I could wipe any town off the face of the earth. What town would it be? Man, I don't know. I don't wish anyone well, especially a town. Like you know what I mean? Like I'd give you a street, an address, a civil number, and be like, "Why don't you take care of this fucking household?" But to do a whole town, no, no one would have that in their heart. Like you know what I mean? Unless are you what grooming an evil genius? Are you willing to sacrifice the whole town? And what would be your reason to sacrifice the whole town? It'd be like, oh man, that McDonald's sucks there. The KFC's fucking gravy's weak. Like, I mean, like, there's no reason to level out a whole town. PoopCon 2022. I don't know if there will ever be a PoopCon, but yeah, I'd like to have a PoopCon eventually. Like, some of you guys are fucking OG buddies of mine. And let's call it PoopCon. No, let's call it, I don't know, like a planned vacation that we all plan to meet up and like leave it like that. But yeah, like buddies meeting up for a vacation. I don't think you have to put a big old poop con in front of it or nothing. But yeah, definitely a meeting. Definitely a meeting. Like I'd love to see Sam here, Johnny Azul, Papa Kale, like Legend N. Legendary Gaming, also like AKA Reek 2. Um, all of us, like, you know what I mean? Let's hang out and have a picnic. But if it's all of you guys, and if it's like the proper time, it'd be like, oh man, let's rent these cottages. Let's rent these little cabins, cottages, and like let's take over this campground or something like that. You know what I mean? Try to make something a little cooler. Just try to make something a little cooler. That's all. Man, I've saved a lot of lives. You don't even understand the level of my life saving. I've cleaned up wounds that should have taken stitches. Like should have taken stitches. I've cleaned up wounds that should have taken stitches 3 times in life, easy. That can like tell you the story about it 3 times, easy. And then guess what? I cleaned it so well that it healed up. It didn't need stitches. And I've also saved a life where right after my first aid course, my first responder, this guy took like this at a bar, took like a massive fucking seizure, epileptic attack. And I was like, bah, bah, cleared everything out of the way so we don't get hurt. His fucking false teeth were like in and out of his mouth. I took those out. Boom, set him aside. I was like, call 911. Da, da, da. And then when the ambulance guy shows up, here I am doing perfect first responder stuff. Be like, at this time, so and so, yeah, he fell off, started doing this, convulsing heavy. He's calmed down like this time, blah, blah, blah. And then it's your scene, and then I walk away. And then there's a guy that was gonna get shot. People were chasing him with like fucking handguns and shit like that through the backyards, and I was like, I don't know what was going on, but I didn't want anyone dying on my yard, so I kind of like saved this guy. Dead poop. If St. John blew up by the Japanese, would you move to Fredericton or Moncton? I don't know, like probably Moncton, just because I like the ocean. I like being like oceanside. But man, like St. John, realistically, if you want to know the true truth, we like Moncton and Fredericton, big old explosion of gonorrhea cases. They're like normally in the whole New Brunswick, there's like I don't know 40 cases a year of gonorrhea. And this year there's like I don't know like 80 cases so far, and the year's not even over. They're like, holy fuck, gonorrhea, like you know what I mean, like STD, and that's been on the radio news. And I don't really listen to the radio news, but I heard that. I heard that. Deadpool, have you ever wished the weed in Canada were stronger? No. No, and so much so that okay, there's weed and then there's shatter. And I've tried shatter and I know the capabilities of shatter. And shatter's like that's some strong shit. And I'm like, no, no, I don't need no shatter. Like I'm offered shatter all the time. And I'm like, ah, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. I'll just stick to like what I know and what I do. So if I did ever want stronger weed, then I would just like I don't know, move on to the shatter train and do some dab rigs and some fucking douche flutes and some this, like you know what I mean. There's a lot of ways to get shatter in your system. Do snitches get stitches? Not always. They should. Snitches should get stitches, and they should. But Karma at the very least. Karma at the very least. And man, I seen some weird, crazy karma shit happen to me. Not happen to me, but like the like you fuck with me karma style, and then their karma got so fucked up. Like dude lost his legs. Straight up. Dude lost his legs. Now is it karma? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I was working as a school bus driver, and I'm so opinionated, and I didn't fit the mold. I didn't fit the mold. They knew that, and they're trying to get me out of there. And the way they got me out was fabrications and lies. And one of the guys was like this, like a contracted out taxi driver. And and the thing that got me fired is like this, like contracted out, like from our school, from our boss, from other people. Like this guy's like, anyways, it's like, yeah, wasn't speeding, but he was driving too quick for road conditions. And it's like, man, who are you the fuck to judge? I never crashed a bus once, never, like, you know what I mean? So, anyways, got my job back, went to court, da da da. What a piece of shit that guy was. Like, signed his name to some bullshit. And then let's say fast forward 5 years after that, like 3 years after that, lost his legs to diabetes. Now, normally I'd be like, man, I knew this guy. I even had like smokes and hangout times with this guy, but he's a piece of shit. And the fact that he lost his legs is like, I'm okay with that. Who's this? Ferg? It is Ferg. What's up, Ferg? Like, KGGVVG. KVVVVG. Dead poop is the poop. Family going to Mrs. Poop's land before school starts. Mm, probably not. Probably not. There's like what, 1 month? Like 1 month and school starts. No, I think the poop family's staying put for this month. Uh, what actions have you taken when there was no toilet paper? Oh, like a no toilet paper situation? I've been across so many situations where there was no toilet paper situation, and that was an issue that I planned for. I planned for. Like if I even think that there might be a place of no toilet paper, like I'll have napkins or something. Like, you know what I mean? But I remember my brother back in the day, like he was like tight on things, you know. And there's no toilet paper in the house, so he had a little basket by the fucking toilet. It was like pieces like this big, like strands of cut up old T-shirts he had for wiping your butt. Like, you know, I mean, these are like T-shirt wipes. And man, two things to say about that. One, you can't flush those. And two, man, that is a beautiful sensation on your behind. Like we're talking like used T-shirts. Like my brother wasn't cutting up the good ones, so these ones have been through the laundry like 300 times over. So we're talking about like a thin T-shirt material. That thing on your buttocks after a shit was like a 10 ply that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? A 10 ply don't exist, but a single ply T-shirt, which is like a one full 10 ply, man, you can get a lot of work done with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a 3 white minimum, and because these I'm using t-shirts, I got the job done in two t-shirts instead of three. Well, and if you do the math, it makes sense, right? If you get three 2-ply double folds, which is equal to a 4 and 8-ply, like a 6-ply wipes, or two 10-plies. If you look at the plies, you're doing as much work as you can with as plies as you get. You know, and you do get shit done. Uh, was Slosh Scott? He was a medium. He was a medium high. He was a medium high. Visited Fredericton and Moncton. You can visit. Yeah, I don't know if he was up there. Dead poop. If Marco came to St. John, would you let him put you in drag? I would have like no qualms about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna like be like, Jesus Christ, that's insane for someone to even do that. If that's what he has planned, but he knows me better, that never would he have that plan. Like, fuck that shit. Like, why would he even like why would he even want to do that? And if he did, I don't know. I wouldn't have a major issue about that. I'd be like, it's kind of fucking stupid, but that's about it. And Deadpool, can you honestly tell what your farts smell like? Man, Legendary Gaming, my farts, I kid you not, don't smell like much. I could have the loud ones, like the bra pa pows. I could have like the long side, or kind of like the mix, like the pop 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 pop. And I poop so frequent and I digest so quick that it doesn't have a chance to like rot and mold. So you know what I mean? Like my farts and my shits are like, I wouldn't say pleasant to the nose, but like non-toxic. Definitely non-toxic. You ever work in a sushi restaurant? Did I ever work in a sushi restaurant in Vegas and wash your hands after pooping? No, I've never worked in a sushi restaurant. No. Did poop? Would you rather smell Green Hood or Tater's farts? I'd like to say fucking Taters. Just because, man, he lives at home where he's like half vegetarian, and Green Hood, he drinks like draft beer a lot. So it's like, oh man, do you want like a partially vegetarian fart, or like all these draft beers? You know, Battle for a Day. What's up? What's up, my friend? How are you, buddy? Tell us about your last Man, I won't tell you about my last movie experience, but I'll tell you about what's going on currently at the movies. Okay, like here in St. John, we had one movie theater. One movie theater, maybe what? 6 rooms theater. And like Buddy was telling me, like, I don't know, a couple days ago, was like, man, fucking movie theater's closed. I'm like, no. What do you mean? It's like, no, it's closed. Like, there's fucking the windows are boarded up and everything. I'm like, God damn it. People aren't going to the movies. Yeah, I could see it being closed, but I didn't want to believe it, but it makes sense. Like, during this whole COVID, like, a movie theater would have fucking suffered, you know? Suffragette. Uh, is Redbeard the strongest person in St. John? Mm, he's not the strongest person in St. John, but you know what he is? The most qualified, strongest person in St. John to take down that strongest person in St. John. You know what I mean? Like, there's some guys that could jiu-jitsu the shit out of him within his circles, and they're not as strong as him. So, you know what I mean? Boom, boom. That's a positive, negative. These big, tough guys, St. John guys, that are stronger than him in St. John, they probably don't jiu-jitsu like he does. So he could probably make short work of him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't mess around with Redbeard. I sponsored him for this fight too. So this fight, you will see some Dead Poop 420 logos on another. And I have a T-shirt for from his first fight with my logo on it, and hopefully I get my logo on it again. But I will. I already paid. I already paid. You know what I mean? Just sponsoring a buddy, and if you guys want to help him, let me know. Like I'll. Nah, yeah. I guess the only link I know is like for like an e. I'll drop your e transfer email. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm backing him up. Uh, I'm doing good. Okay, you're doing good. Cool, 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 cool. Would you rather sneak a peek at the urinal between Ferg or Tater? Neither. I find the privacy of excreting your intake fluids out of your outtake pipe is a thing of privacy, and I'm not sneaking peeks. And if anything, I'm privacying myself. You know what I mean? Like I walk into that fucking like that small bar bathroom. This got what the two stand up pissers. And then sometimes two people will be stand up pissing in there, or even just one. And there's the option of like that stall sit down shitter stall. I'll go in there, boom, piss in it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's meant for number twos, but you know what I mean. Realistically, you get number one in there, and if I have the option, that's my favorite spot to go. Like you know what I mean. Use that stall, right? Uh, Deadpool. Have you ever left the bathroom with paper towel on your foot? I think I must have. Must have. It happens. Must have. But would it phase me? No, not too much. It'd be just something to laugh about with whoever spotted it. Really, like fuck, paper towel hanging out the back of my fucking ass. Like you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't really matter. All of it's like a laughable situation. You know what I mean? And you know what I had last night that was great? A giant bag, like a sandwich bag full of mixed vegetables, just loaded with tahini. Just fucking loaded with it. Heavy tahini. Like, but the new one that's like new on the repertoire is what, I don't know how you guys call them. What, green beans? Like raw garden green beans with a little water and tahine. Those are great. Um, where we at? Where do they sell the best hot dogs in St. John? That's an easy question for me. Like, that's an easy question for me, and I could possibly like, and not everyone has experienced this, right? So it's like I can't throw crazy numbers at you, but these low numbers you should be impressed with. Like, I could probably right now get four of my friends to 100% agree with me. But the best hot dogs ever in St. John are at there's a hockey rink, the Peter Murray Arena, where it's like bicentennial league nights. And man, their gimmick, their like fucking claim to fame, the best way they do the hot dogs and they do it right is they'll butter up the buns. Boom, that goes on a frying pan setting. I think the hot dogs are pre-cooked because man, it takes longer than what it takes to do that with a frying pan, right? Boom, the hot dog goes on, and they're like, "Do you want with or without?" And you know what that means? If you even have to ask, get the fuck out of there. You're a newbie. You don't even belong there. But to us regular, that means with onions or without. And I'm like, hell's yeah, with. Hell's yeah, with. Boom. And then she serves you a butter toasted bun with a pre cooked, must be pre cooked, pan fried hot dog, and then fried onions. Boom. And then you're like, thank you, payer, thank you. And then you go over here, and it's like a condiment fiesta table court. Then you just put your own condiments on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, those are the best hot dogs in St. John. And the big thing of it is like, man, you're buttering up that bun and frying pan toasting it. Like, that's an attention to detail. I don't want to say that's Chef Gordon shit, but that's an attention to detail. Uh, Out of Fung, Scott, and Tater, who is most likely to become house bitch? I don't think I could even answer that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone that you mentioned right there is an alpha male to begin with. Like, no one's a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? If they lived if they lived in the same house and have to coincide, then yeah, there would be a pecking order. But these guys are all like masters of their own domain. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm avoiding the question, obviously. Dead poop. Who would win in a fist fight between you and Legendary Gaming? Obviously me. Obviously me. Like, I seen Legendary Gaming. Yeah, he's got gym muscles. He's got gym muscles, but I have like hard work muscles, which is one thing. And then I also have like, you know, years of kung fu and this and that. So like, if this was street beef or like Vegas odds, you'd have to like, I don't know, give him a handicap of some sort. I'm sure. Just give him a handicap. Uh, What do you prefer, a car or a motorcycle? Mm, that's kind of a loaded question. Like, and you caught me at a weird time. I just got back from a long run, and man, I love my bike. Man, I love my bike, and I probably will never sell it. But it almost leads me to believe I need to buy another bike because my bike was like uncomfortable to the point where, well, it was a 3 hour run on the highway coming back because it was raining, straight highway. But getting there was like, I don't know, let's call that like a fucking 8 hour run. Um, my bike's not meant for that. Like, it's like uncomfortable. So you know what I mean? Like I'd like to get something more comfortable for some highway shit. Um, but yeah, like 100% 100% a bike. Like you know what I mean? If it's nice out and if you have enough room on your bike or a book bag to carry what you need, then there's no reason not to be on a bike. 1,000%. You ever drive a car? Yeah, of course you did. You ever drive a car with your windows down? That's better, isn't it? Do you ever drive a car with your windows down and a sunroof, perhaps, and that sunroof's open? Or do you ever drive a convertible and all that wind is like, fa, 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 just feel free? Well, guess what? A motorcycle's like that with no seatbelts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing freer. There's nothing freer. A car or a bike. But yeah, my bike all day long, but I would like a more comfortable bike. And you can get them cheap, like you know what I mean? You can get one cheap, like a fucking old Honda or old V Star. Where are we at here? Deadpool. Who would win in a sword fight? You or Ferg? Yes, a sword fight. Obviously me. If you're talking about real swords, like 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 metal swords, yeah, me 100%. Like man, I'm quicker. I've larped for a little bit, and Ferg's got more body mass. He's man, this guy's this tall, this wide. Like you know what I mean? Pop popped you again. That's like steel entering. That's like steel entering flesh. Pops. And you know what he could not help but to do when he does that? It's like, oh, that hurt. Like, yeesh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, show reaction. And during his reaction, I was like, Pop, got you again. Cha-chunk. You know what I mean? And there's so much of him. He'd be like, foop, foop, foop. I think, you know what I mean? It's not like we're about to, it's not like we're going to sword fight. But I've LARPed. I've LARPed. Like, I have some, like, LARPing sword experience. Like, you know what I mean? I've never fenced, but once upon a time, you catch me in a field with a fucking, like a styrofoam sword, whacking people, just like triple deacon them. Dead poop. Have you ever been in a moose car accident? Nope. Well, yeah. I'm supposed to say yes. I did. Out west, I avoided one, but no, I've never hit one. I've never hit one. A deer hit the wife in her car a while back. We had to get that fixed. Just driving in town, like a deer straight up, like, "Papoosh," in town, boom, deer just fucking, poof. But no, I've never hit one. Um, Technically, the craziest thing I hit in a car was besides a couple accidents, it was like hitting that already dead raccoon. And man, that dead raccoon, when I hit it on the highway, I couldn't avoid it. I was like, oh fuck, there's a boom. It hit so hard underneath the car. It was crazy. It's like the car lifted off the ground. Like this raccoon was solid enough that like the car took it, didn't like it. Like the car was like, but boom, 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 and then this is like hitting center mass of the car. This is not even the wheels. Like this fucking raccoon was so fucking thick, it boom, like just bounced all underneath. Know what I'm saying? Uh, what kind of a motorcycle do you use? I have it. I don't have to justify myself, but it's a Honda Street and Trail 2013. I bought it brand new off the showroom floor, and I still have it. Uh, 250 CRFL, but yeah, it's only a 250. But for soon, it'll go 130 on the highway. Man, I wish there was more. But in the woods, you can't ask for more than that speed. Like you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? It's kind of the best of both worlds. And I rock the knobbies on it. I rock the knobbies on it. But I've had like crotch rockets. I've had every kinds of bike before this one. This is what I wanted, and I got to pick it out brand new. And I want to keep it forever, but I also want something else. And like one of my something else's that I do want is like a Honda Ruckus. Battle for a Day. Do you know what a little Honda Ruckus is? The 50cc scooter with like the basic metal frame. Throw me a used one for $1,000, and I'll I would want one. I would want one. Oh man, Battle for a Day. I have this like my buddy doll, and you might have seen this my buddy doll. It is kind of my buddy. And anyways, when I went on this bike ride, you probably wouldn't have seen it because I didn't really post it anywhere so you would have seen it. But I have a picture of me leaving. I have a picture of me leaving for this this crazy bike ride. And let me show you. This is me taking off. Me and my buddy. This is me leaving my yard with my buddy. What do you think about that? You know what I mean? And I went to the most bikeriest of biker festival party there is, and it was I had my buddy doll. You know what I mean? I like heavy motorcycles. Um, I don't know if you're talking about like gold wings and those big ones. I'd never even fucking sat on one. Like some of these bigger motorcycles are just too big for me. Like I'm not the tallest of fella. Like you know what I mean? Like um, so technically the let's say the head would have been like a V Star 650, but the seat was real low. That was a real comfortable drive. Um, I drove an R1, like a Yamaha R1. But yeah, I don't know what you mean by heavy bikes. But like a Goldwing's heavy. Like I wouldn't even attempt it. Um, the poop. Have you ever fished a huge fish? Not really. Not really. I fished some pretty curious things because I do fish a lot. But to brag about a big fish I caught, it wouldn't even be much of a brag. Like on a fishing line, like on a line, like I've hand caught a couple fucking pikes off this weird river. And man, I've caught some big, like by hand, some pikes, some big hand piking. You know what I mean? When I was a kid. But on my line, like I don't know, like 14 inches, probably the big, like a 14-inch trout, maybe a 14-inch smelt a few times, like you know what I mean. But yeah, never anything big. Like, but like you don't understand, like thousands. Like I've caught, like people are like, oh man, yeah, I've caught fish. Yeah, I've been fishing. I caught a few. Like I don't know. I've caught like multiple thousands of fish in my life. Like you know what I mean. Like when I was younger, fishing season, like ice fishing season, it was like 100 a day, 100 a day for a whole season. Times that by like I don't know, like 30 days of doing it and 60 days of like not catching 100, like you know what I mean. Like I've caught in thousands. uh Bring the ruckus, Wu-Tang forever. Exactly. And man, the ruckus is nice. It's weak though. But I think it's because I just had buddies. Buddy, like I was at this guy's house, and Buddy shows up in a ruckus. Man, man, am I gonna say something? Buddy shows up in a fucking ruckus, and I want a ruckus. So obviously, I'm like, oh, is it, man, dude? Is that that's a ruckus outside? Is that your ruckus outside? He's like, yeah. And right away, he's like, take her for a spin, take her for a rip. I was like, don't mind if I do, right? And man, this guy was like a hippie guy, and I seen him around town driving this ruckus. Like you know what I mean? It was tired. This ruckus was tired. It was I don't know over 10 years old. It was tired, and I took it for a test drive. And like from here to there seemed like a long distance, and then there's a stop sign. Boom! You couldn't even get her to full power. You couldn't even get her to like 50 clicks. Like you know what I mean? So gutless, so gutless. But I think a newer ruckus or a better maintained older ruckus or even like an older ruckus that let me do this bore kit. Let me bore this out to more than 50. Let me bore this out to like I don't know like a 70. Let me bore this 50 to a 70. You know what I mean? That'd be neato. You have a nice oh, thank you. Man, it is like it's a 2013. If you look close, man, there's some crazy war wounds. Like I dropped it a few times. Like I dropped it like 2 weeks ago. Um, I dropped it a few times, like out in the woods, this and that. And man, it takes a beating. I had to like unbend some shit, but it's a resilient bike and low kilometers too, right? But it's driven, like, you know what I mean, like it's it's got war wounds, man. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off here shortly because well, it's late. It's almost 4. And you know what happens at almost 4, which like kind of clued me in. You're like hearing like it's dark as fuck. Like if I were to like point out to the window, it's dark as fuck. But you know what you start hearing is like the caca, caca, the caca caca, chirp chirp, whistle whistle. Hmm? You're like, oh, what? That sounds almost like morning. And the next thing you know, like caca caca, chirp chirp, whistle whistle. Hmm. Look, you know what I mean? It's like these morning birds are like kind of starting their shit out at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, you know what I mean? This is what they do, and honestly, I'm not gonna hear them this early because they're just a little bit doing it, but eventually it's gonna be all of them. Like, oh, like chirp chirp, caw caw caw, quack whistle whistle, chirp 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 chirp. Chirp. You know what I mean? What's the worst restaurant in St. John? I don't know. None of them. None of them. Some of them. Most of them. I don't know. I can't. I can't think of a restaurant that's currently open that is worth me bagging on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all of them, some of them, most of them. I know Skip the Dishes suck. Like, let me tell about Skip the Dishes. If you want to hear a fucking shitty restaurant story, I ordered like fucking McDonald's Skip the Dishes for the family. It's like, I don't know, on the weekend. I'm like, all right, fam, what do you want? Oh, I want a fucking 6-piece nugget meal. All right, I'll take a fucking Big Mac as usual. What you want? Oh, McChicken meal. For the whole family, right? Boom, for the whole family. So I'm skipping the dishes. Boom, tip the driver because you have to. And then watch him follow him. And she shows up at my door. It's like, perfect, you're here. How are you? Boom, hands me one bag. And I'm like, no, 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 don't move. Hands me one bag. He doesn't even leave my driveway. He's in my presence. He's within my like 2 foot bubble. I'm like, don't move. Look at this. I opened the bag. It was a bag of just the drinks with zero food. Like there should have been like, I don't know, at least one bag of food. But the food we ordered would have probably taken like, oh, like almost like 2 bags. Like, you know what I mean? Like I knew there's missing bags, right? So I was like, no, 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 don't go anywhere. Look, this is just the drinks. There's no food here. And he's like, wow, nothing I can do. You got to call the restaurant. And I'm like, I know you're wrong. Because you call the restaurant, you just waste time. But realistically, Skip the Dishes is the one that's going to give you your skip the money back. And, anyways, yeah, that was a bad one. But that was the McDonald's, and every restaurant has like a miss story, except for Romano's. Like Romano's is like, oh man, remember that time where that Romano's was like not as good as it was normally, but still also the best meal I've ever had in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the Romanos part. It's like, man, this is the worst Romanos ever. Still top 10 best meal I've ever had in my life. Like, like a shitty Romanos is still fucking wonderful. It's just not as on point as sometimes it can be. That's all. Dead poop. Did you win on the Price is Right? Oh, can you see my name tag? Oh, you can't see it. One sec, one sec, one sec, one sec. Can you see it now? See that yellow thing over there? That was my Price is Right name tag. I was like on this like it was like a big hockey rink, and it was like as a celebrity host, but a B celebrity. Like not even someone I could like say who it was. Was it Peterman? It wasn't. I don't know if it was Pete. No, it wasn't Peterman. Uh, but anyways, yeah, it was like one of those settings, and I went there. I never got picked, and that was it. But it's still a great time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got fucking drunk as fuck, and I took my dad with me. It was me and my dad, and that was kind of like a nice, cool, fucking little moment. You know what I mean? Just me and my dad. Are you sleepy? Well, yeah, yeah, I am kind of sleepy. It's 3:47 here a.m. and I started drinking at 7:30, and yesterday I had the second dose of the vaccine. Yeah, little tired, little tired a little bit, but not too bad. Like, honestly, not too bad. Like, I heard horror stories about the second dose, and so far so good. He ate your food. I don't know what you mean by that. Dead poop. How is it? How is Tofgal doing? My brother's doing great. My brother like did a keto thing, like this crazy keto thing where he like man lost a crazy amount of weight. Um, and then did that for years. And in the last couple years, he's been also like I don't know, like mountain biking. Like, you know what I mean? Like every day when he's got free time, like let me mountain bike. But he's got a union job where he's like works away, but when he's home, he's fucking home. Let's call it like almost like on vacation. Like, you know what I mean, when he's working away, and but when he's home, he's like, oh, bike rides, this and that, like neato. Me, not so much, not so much. Although I do have a brand new pedal bike. It's like I bought it off of Ferg, like a good name brand pedal bike. Works awesome. He actually paid to get it like super tuned professionally, so the gears will work wonderfully. Um, just a tall frame bike, and I've never really rode it. Like it like even the bike frame says it's for people above 6 feet. I'm not 6 feet. You know what I mean? How much sex is normal in a long-term relationship? That's a loaded question. Um, the only thing I will say without fucking elaborating is probably less than expected. Less than expected, let's say. Oh man, battle for a day. We're like in the same time zone. Man, we're in the same time zone. Where are you? Man? Where are you from? If we're in the same time zone, because I'm like Atlantic, like New Brunswick, Canada, Atlantic. So that's what, up or down from us in that same sliver. So you could be what, like Greenland? You could be like, I don't know, Maine. It doesn't, but I think it goes down one to Maine too, right? Dead poop. Are you going to the family land in Quebec this summer? No, that's where my parents are. My parents are there like all summer this summer. Like my parents left. I don't know what month are we? Like I don't know, over a month ago, and they're staying there for I don't know, still another couple months. And no, we're not going up there. Like the COVID's still kind of like up in the air. We got a lot going on, and my job's a job. It's not really careery, right? It's like I get no sick days. I get it's like I don't know. Not this year. Not this year. Yeah, I'm sure his burns are fine. And for you guys who don't know, there's a little fire incident with Eatman, and man, shit, shit bubbles up quick. Like when someone's on fire, like damage to the skin can happen pretty darn fucking quick. Does Peggy still hate you? Yeah, I'd say so. I did get a little hit to my ego too, right? Like this whole time, I'm like, Peggy don't like me because she don't like men. Da, da, da. So my father-in-law came down for our one night stare, and man, the cat was all over him. Like you know what I mean? Like so, I guess it's just me. I guess it's just me. Maybe I don't know. And technically, in the cat world, me having a beard like this doesn't this make me a lion? Am I a lion? And maybe that's why the cats show me like almost like too much respect. Like, man, I'll walk in a room where the cat's at, the cat will fuck off, and then I'll go in this other room and the cat's at, and the cat will fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like the cat just don't even want to be around me. Like, you know what I mean? I'll straight up like call the cat over and do the old like sound, and the cat no reaction to me doing it. No reaction to me doing it whatsoever. Like you know what I mean? Like this cat's fucked. All right, guys, but I do believe I shall big Jew and Jews. Dead poop. Are you a lion at work? Ah, I don't know if you would call me a lion, but uh, I'm a hard worker to get shit done that people seem to like. Yeah, cats are evil. But on that note, on the evil cat note, I begged you guys Jews, my friends. And until next time. And there could still be one more next time this weekend because Monday's a holiday. Monday is like New Brunswick Day. So we'll see. Maybe a crazy like a crazy afternooner would be neato. But yeah, begged you guys Jew.